This afternoon, I want to look at this deeply unsettling development in US domestic policy with far reaching global implications. Donald Trump's increasingly aggressive stance towards foreign students, and a posture that has comparisons, I think. It has parallels to Theresa May's infamous hostile environment in the UK. But this, I would argue, is something even more severe, a weaponization of immigration policy as a blunt instrument against dissent, intellectual independence, and the very idea of a university as a bastion of free thought. Let's begin with the flashpoint. The detention of Rumasa Osurk, a Turkish doctoral student at Tufts University in the States. And on March 25th, on her way to an iftar dinner, Osurk was detained by US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, masked, and her F1 visa was revoked. Why? Allegedly for co-authoring an editorial in the Tufts Daily critical of the university's neutrality over the war in Gaza and supportive of Palestinian rights. That apparently was enough. The Department of Homeland Security accused her of supporting Hamas, a designated terrorist organization, but to date, no one has provided any concrete evidence that she is supporting Hamas. A State Department memo reportedly found no links between her and any terrorist activity or indeed anti-Semitism. Worse still, Osurk was transferred to a detention center in Louisiana in direct violation of a Massachusetts court order requiring 48 hours notice. If this were an isolated case, it might be written off as a bureaucratic error, but it isn't. And this is part of a general move towards an aggressive implementation of control. It's about ideological power, it's about political optics, it's about a chilling assault on academic freedom. And Harvard has put its foot down. This august institution, once a symbol of American enlightenment and excellence, now finds itself on a collision course with the federal government. Why? Because it's dared to defend its autonomy. It's refused to capitulate to Trump's administration's demand for detailed dossiers on all its foreign students' political beliefs, alleged illegal and violent behavior, and their supposed affiliations. The Secretary, Kristi Noem, in a statement dripping with hyperbole and paranoia, accused Harvard of harboring a cesspool of extremist riots. 2 federal grants totaling $2.7 million were cancelled. Worse still, Harvard was told it could lose its authority to host foreign students unless it submitted to political inquisition. This isn't law enforcement, this is retribution, and this isn't the only case. And I think the Rumasa Osurk story is something that needs to be repeated and repeated. The language used by Trump's administration is telling. Trump called Harvard anti-Semitic and a disgrace. Noem branded its leadership spineless. These are not measured policy criticisms, they are ideological vendettas. And this is a regime barely into the first 100 days of its existence, demanding obeisance, not oversight. Let's be clear. Supporting Palestinian rights does not equal supporting terrorism. Free speech, even controversial speech, is protected under the First Amendment. And targeting foreign students for lawful expression is a violation of both constitutional rights and human decency. Harvard has drawn a line. It will not surrender its independence. So too have Tufts, MIT, and a coalition of Jewish and civil liberties groups. A diverse alliance of voices is emerging to say this is not who we are. But what we're witnessing is something deeper, the Trump administration's ideological war on elite institutions. And universities, especially those with international stature, are being recast as enemies of the state, bastions of wokeism, liberalism, and now, allegedly, of terror. The populist narrative aims to delegitimize education as a space of dissent, to observe rather than to support, and to punish intellectual diversity. And yet there's this deep irony. While Trumpists rage against foreign students, Silicon Valley billionaires like Elon Musk advocate for the very self-same individuals to stay via the H-1B visa system to work in science, AI, and engineering. This administration's rhetoric is therefore at war with its own economy. The story of Fiona Hill, the Chancellor of Durham University, member of Harvard's Board of Overseers and a former Trump advisor, she called this the end of the golden age of the American university, but it's more than that. It's a test of where the freedom of thought can withstand authoritarian impulse. We need to stand against this weaponization of visa power, for if we do not, we risk creating a two-tier education system, one in which citizenship determines freedom of speech, and where international voices are silenced not by law, but by fear.